right, y'all, welcome to another paid review. This time, we're going to be reviewing what I honestly think is the best manga I have reviewed from an indie creator. Now, the author, Mr. Black Swan Story, he's a regular when it comes to getting a review done by me. And he's an author and he hires artists. But this man is on a mission. This man wants his stories told. He wants his stories to get out there. And he is creating stories that actually cater to Japanese consumers. And so it looks like he even hires Japanese artists, right? I know one of them is a Japanese artist. When you read this, you will never know that it was a Western person that created this, that it was a Western person that wrote this story. You'd never know. The art style itself is so Japanese. Again, you'd never know it was a Western author who created it, right? But anyway, before we start, there is a contest that I am hosting, the coffee art contest, right? So the due date, the deadline for this contest is August 7th, right? And the cash prize is $50. This is coming from my pocket, right? And this thing is going to be happening every 3 months. So what are the requirements? If you are an artist, right? Draw one finished page featuring one bloody hell character and your own, right? Not an illustration, a page. Draw one finished page, right? A MANAA page featuring any character from Bloody Hell and your own. The theme is grief. Okay, I repeat, the theme is grief. You have to, that page you draw, gotta embody, show elements of grief in it. If you are a writer, write 600 to 800 words of a page, right, featuring one character from Bloody Hell and your own. Right? This should be fairly simple. It shouldn't take you 80 years to create one page or to write one page, right? And if an artist wins, you get $50. If the writer wins, you get $50. All in all, I'm taking out 100, right? So the writer gets $50, the artist gets $50, and so on. And yes, if you are both a writer and an artist, you can submit both, right? You can submit a written page and an artwork, a page, art page as well, right? So deadline, August 7th, theme, grief. When you are done, you email it to me or you send it to me through Instagram, okay? This should be fun. This should be simple. But this is how we bring everybody together. This is how we keep people motivated. This is how we create a sense of reward, because you know how it is. You're gonna work so hard and your only reward is a few people saying that's cool, bro. That's nice, bro. Nah, F that. So this is me trying to give back. Y'all who've been supporting Coffee Comics on Patreon, those who have subscribed to Coffee Ultimate, you know, it's because of y'all that I can do this, right? So I don't want people to just be a consumer of this caffeine. You got to be a doer. You got to be a person who applies the caffeine in their own work. So now I'm going to see how many of y'all actually are out here living this life, right? Who out here listening, not passively, but to engage and extrapolate and apply. We are going to see what you're made of, right? So go ahead and start working on this. Deadline is August 7th. Every 3 months, this will happen as well. I'll probably host a bigger contest next month, but hey, it depends how much bigger Coffee Comics get. But yeah, that's it for now. So as you know here, how we judge all things, right? In the indie space, there's a standard of judgment that is used here at Coffee Comics. We got these ingredients over here. Now, I'll tell you right now, this manga has all the ingredients. Now, we won't be reading through all the pages. We're going to be looking through the first 12 pages, but it has everything. It has familiarity. When I look at the art, it reminds me of the art style that is from the Monster manga and 20th Century Boys. The author of 20th Century Boys, I think, is called, I forgot his name, Nagasaki Orowasa, right? He's the guy who does the Manben manga documentary thing. But you guys know 20th Century Boys, you know Monster. So, you know Pluto. I'm sure you know. So in terms of familiarity, definitely, because that author's works, they are filled with soul food and lessons and explorations of themes and morality. And this one does exactly that. So I was like, wow, this is actually perfect. The art style suits what most people are used to when it comes to the exploration of certain themes, right? Relatability, omega relatable. The first opening pages were relatable to me and to everyone who has a soul, to everyone who sees that society right now is jacked up, right? To everybody who feels that they're doing so much and they're receiving so less, right? Who don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's relatable. And some can say that's just grimness, that's just nihilism. No, you're just retarded, right? You're just retarded and you don't live in reality. You're in a bubble where mama keeps baking you them cookies and paying your bills. So you wouldn't understand because you're not in reality. Is it hopeful? Absolutely hopeful. Is it unrealistic hope? In the context of this manga, the main character is Mr. Sasaki, but there is a side character for this particular chapter. How this entire manga is written from just reading this first chapter is that Mr. Sasaki goes on adventures helping different people, right? And he actually provides hope to those people. So in this context, he helps a child, and the child is given hope, right? And it was amazing. Is it inspiring? Absolutely, because when the child receives the hope, he can finally stand on his own and have the confidence to participate with confidence in his social group and so on. So it was absolutely inspiring. It's got all them ingredients. Now, sometimes we might look at passable if need be, but for this one, there is no need at all. It's very professionally made, right? And then when we look at the coffee art style or art level ranking system, I would consider this falling under B rank in art. Why? Because I would say its visual appeal, right, and lack of strong visual style. I should have said even a few things with the line work, but ultimately its visual style is not that appealing. But it does have good anatomy, great anatomy. The lines are fairly thin in my opinion, but whatever, and minimal tones. All in all, I would consider it B rank, right? So it's a great product. Now let's jump into it then. Okay. So we're reading only the first 12 pages, and then I'm gonna give my verdict. So it starts off immediately. I was captured by this. Now we've seen scenes like this start off all over the place, right? Especially in most Japanese manga that is around the seinen, modern day type story. But still, so this guy or the narrator says, sometimes life can wear us down as if there is no light at the end of the tunnel. The sensation when everything feels dim. Now we can all tell what he's about to do and what it looks like, right? The sunshine that once felt so warm and energizing begins to feel like a burden. These are the times that test us, when hope feels like a distant dream and the world seems to spin without us. Bruh, there is no greater pain than coming to the realization that if you perish, the world still continues without you. It's as if you were never here. That's how indifferent reality is to your existence. Yet people always want to treat their lives as if it has that much significance. It's only when you're dead that maybe if you are a ghost, you'd see that, damn, it's like I didn't exist at all. So why bother? Everything's rigged, the oligarchs, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You know, it's something to think about. This existentialism is what I like the most because even a brain dead hunchback is facing proper existentialist thoughts. Bruh, the best type of work right now, the best type of story to create right now is to commentate on a bit of existentialism. You can't feed these zombies the dopamine, senseless dopamine they want because, as I keep saying, they're gonna abandon you, bro. They're just gonna go to the next TikTok video, right? Whoever still has their soul, this is what they will read, right? I'ma buy this book when it's available in August. I'ma buy it because it ain't available right now for purchase, man. That's how good it is, right? So, whether we be young and fast or old and slow, but when the road is rocky and your luck has slowed, you can always count on Mr. Sasaki's soul. It kind of rhymes, which is very nice, right? It's very nice. No one really knows where Mr. Sasaki comes from. It is said that he is a reincarnated spirit, a good man who died in a tragic accident. Others say that he committed so many wrongs that he was forced to stay here on Earth to atone for his sins. I absolutely dig the mystery up in here, bro. The mystery, this urban legend type thing. It's awesome. It lures you in. It immerses you in this lore, you know. Not only are you now interested in who is this character? Where does it come from? What is he? And so on. You know, you end up liking him as well. He's very likable. And because of his mysteriousness, you're constantly curious as to what is he and how does he have these powers that allows him to bend the laws of physics. Some even say he was never human at all, but simply a busybody demon interfering into human affairs. Whatever the case may be, in fact, see, this is a seed over here. It's a seed for us to keep reading, where you can maybe get bored that, oh man, Sasaki is just helping people. But that's the thing, in this chapter, he's just helping. But who's to say he can't ruin people's lives? You see, who's to say he can't offer you a deal that, you know, like Satan's deals, where you get screwed over in the end? It's throwing so many seeds of curiosity our way so early on. In the first 12 pages, I'm already hooked. Okay, I'm already hooked. What was my first hook? The existentialism, right? How relatable it is. And then what hooks me even more is the mystery around this main character. Who is he? What is he? How does he have these powers? And so on and so on. Why does he even want to help people? Right? He can be seen wistfully floating around the sky, defying the laws of physics, appearing in people's lives when they need him most. To most people, he is an old weirdo, but to the lucky few, he is a mysterious entity who changed their lives for the better. But I guess you'll never really know until you've met Mr. Sasaki's soul. Look there. And that's where we're going to start reading. So this book comes out in August, should be available on Amazon to purchase, right? But this is a straight up 10 out of 10. Like this is 10 out of 10, bro. This is the best manga I have ever reviewed thus far. It does everything right, and it's not even a battle manga, bro. I mean, that's something to think about, right? It's not even a battle manga. It has all these ingredients, man. All these ingredients. And that's why it was such a joy to read. It's something I could read over and over again. It's a great comforter even. It's very hard to create a work of art on a manga these days that can serve as comfort food in a way. I mean, the classics definitely. That's why we keep rewatching, some of the classics. But this can definitely be a modern classic, something that can be for all ages. And you can play around with this in so many ways, right? Adults can read this, kids can read this. Now, as to what the Mr. Sasaki is, if you want to put a little bit of mature themes in there, you can get away with it because it's just so much you can do, bruh. It's the perfect setup. It's the perfect setup. So, anyone who's looking for real food, this is a great example of that real food, man. Like, absolutely. So, once again, Black Swan killed it with this 10 out of 10 under the Coffee Comics standard. This is 10 out of 10. This is the first time. This is the first time Coffee Comics is gonna give a 10 out of 10, right? For an indie work. It's just that good. And y'all know I'm not about that lazing life. So nah, y'all gonna have to wait and read it for yourself when it comes out. And you'll see what I'm talking about, right? You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's it for now. If you'd like your own review, it is $40 for a manga review. And if you'd like a light novel review, well, it's $70 for 10 to 16 pages, right? And don't forget about the contest, the coffee contest. Deadline is August 7th. Should be fun, y'all, because there ain't no institution that's gonna come save us, no institution that's gonna care about us, no institution that's gonna reward us for actually making the sacrifices while working in a damn coal mine or factory. Bruh, how are you gonna work in a factory and then get home and work on your product and the only reward you get is some bot saying, oh, that's real nice, or oh, that's really bad? Who are these people? How do you know they mean what they say, right? If they just say, oh, that's really bad, based on what? They can't tell you. They have nothing to compare it to, have no standard or rubric to use as a reference point to judge you correctly. But here on Coffee Comics, I'm the only one who's doing that. Others want to be entertained, sure, but where's that gonna get you? Right? Where's that gonna get you? In the end, you want that self-respect, and you want to get it by getting something done, right? And you want an institution to validate your sacrifices and efforts. Compare your work to something of substance, because there are objective standards that you can look at that make something good or bad. And that's Coffee Comics. So y'all go ahead and enter, right? It's gonna be real fun, real cool, seeing y'all draw that one page or write those pages. It's gonna be real cool, real fun. And on the deadline, of course, I'll be reviewing everything, probably on live stream, as to like who the winner is and why, yada yada yada. We'll be looking at all the submissions and so on. It's gonna be fun, man. No one is gonna get scammed here. This ain't Saturday Wars, bro. Or Saturday Summer whatever garbage. This is Coffee Comics. I am the standard. And I am the one who delivers, right? Ain't no third wheel hobgoblins gonna hold my leg, hold your leg down. We doing this because we're about this life. Don't forget to subscribe to Coffee Ultimate if you want next level or mega sauce as well, right? Because there, again, we're about this life. It ain't a hobby anymore. We're about this life. Until next time.